I got put into the foster care system when I was 4 years old. My mom just didn't have the resources and wasn't able to take care of me and my younger siblings. So I went into foster care and I kind of entered the system pretty late in the game. I can't believe I'm on the challenge again. Like, let's be real with that. Like, when we were on Battle of the Exes, right? And after leaving that terrible season, I mean, everybody had a different experience, but like so much happened that season. And for me, it was a lot. And I was just like, you know what? This is not the direction that I want my life to go.
If you are a longtime MTV fan or simply just want some tips on how to be an awesome wife and mama, then this episode is for you. Please welcome in Real World Cancun alumni, MTV Challenge champion, wife, mama, and my former Battle of the Exes 2 mentor, Mrs. Jonna Mannion, and she is currently married. So we are going to be talking all things being a mom, being a wife, getting married. So Jonna, how have you been? It's been like 6 years since you and I have seen each other in person. Crazy to think about. And I actually still have the hat that you gave to me during the season of Battle of the Exes 2.
No way. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. I've been so good. Like it really has been a long time. And it's funny to think about because, you know, I look back at that part of my life and I feel like I'm in a way different place, but it's kind of trippy because here I am back on the challenge again. So it's been a whole full circle time for me.
And I cannot wait to get into all of the things, getting married, how you met your husband, Kevin, becoming a mom. And on top of that, you just kind of lightly discussed it where you kind of took a break from competing and now you are back on competing on the challenge. It is a little bit different than the one that they are currently airing on MTV. This new All-Star series is actually on Paramount Plus. So I cannot wait to hear from Jonna what made her decide to compete again. But before we get into any of that, this episode is going to be less about the challenge, less about the real world, because you guys see Jonna's life on TV all the time. And I want you guys to get to know her a little bit more behind the scenes. So first off, we want to break the ice a little bit. With being a mama and a wife, you currently have 2 little cuties right now.
Yes.
How many kids do you want in the future? And what's your biggest wish for them as they continue to grow up?
Well, so as far as how many kids I want 2. I have 2. I have a girl and I have a boy, and I feel like it's the perfect balance for me. For a while, I thought that my daughter, my oldest, Nolly, she's 6. I thought that she's going to be an only child, but I decided that I wanted her to have a sibling to grow up with. She was very sad that it wasn't a little sister. But, you know, I think that everything works out the way that it's supposed to be. My biggest wish for them is part of the reason actually why I'm doing the challenge again and I'm working so hard is I just want them to have a really good life. I don't want them to ever face adversity. I don't want them to, you know, they're not going to go through the life that I went through, obviously, but I just want to break that generational thing that was happening and provide them with the best life. And I'm on my way.
And that is such a special answer. Thank you for sharing those intimate details about your family. And speaking of wanting to break that generational trauma, I guess we all kind of deal with some type of generational or childhood trauma. I talk about my own personal stuff a lot in this podcast as well. But I love the fact that you actually were from the state of Arizona. I know that you were actually adopted. You've spent some time in a foster facility. And I kind of wanted to have my listeners get to know what that whole experience was like, being involved in foster care, getting adopted. What is that whole experience like? Because I'm kind of unfamiliar with it. And I bet you a lot of my listeners are as well.
Yeah, a lot of people really haven't heard that story. I mean, unless you go back deep into Real World, and I don't think that they even really covered it then. But okay, so starting at the beginning, I got put into the foster care system when I was 4 years old. My mom just didn't have the resources and wasn't able to take care of me and my younger siblings. So I went into foster care and I kind of entered the system pretty late in the game. A lot of times when people get adopted, they usually adopt babies or babies that look like them, whatever. I got put in the system pretty late. And so most of the time, older kids, they like age out of the system, right? So I was in foster care from when I was 4 until I was 9. I was fortunate in the sense that I didn't like move around from home to home, pretty much stayed in the same home the whole time. The interesting factor story, probably part of got me cast on Real World, is my caseworker. So when you're in the foster care system, you have a caseworker who handles like all of your visitation with your birth parents and, visits and just different stuff. And my caseworker actually ended up adopting me. She knew that I was going to age out of the system and end up going to a group home, and just, as she puts it, she fell in love with me and didn't want to see that happen. So I am forever grateful, because my mom, Yvonne, she quit her job with CPS. And because you're not allowed to obviously adopt kids that that are your current cases, you're not really supposed to show favoritism or anything. But I think that my mom was on a new life path as well. And she decided to become a foster parent, and then ended up adopting me when I was 9. And from 9 until 18, I lived with my adoptive parents. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Do you currently still have a bond or relationship with your adoptive parents at all?
Oh, it's been an interesting journey. So my adoptive father passed away when I was 21. So my mom and I kind of had like this really big falling out when I was 18. And I decided to move out on my own, and we didn't really speak for years over something that happened. And it was rough, because this was like the most, like, I would say, influential part of my life, time of my life, like your young adulthood years. That, I feel like that's when you need family the most. Like my kids, like my daughter Nellie, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna be there no matter what. But so we had this falling out, didn't speak for years. That's right around the time I was 19 years old when I tried out for the Real World. And then after that, I was on Real World Cancun when I was 20. And then I started doing the challenges and stuff. So we didn't speak for many, many years. And then after, me being on TV and then my dad getting sick and everything, I decided that whatever's happened in the past, my relationship with my family and my mom is more important than, any of the mistakes that either one of us had made in the past. So around like probably 24, so about 5 years, we kind of rebuilt our relationship. And now, especially after becoming a mother myself, like we are closer than ever. So it was a struggle for a few years, but I'm happy to say now that my mom and I are as close as ever.